Okay, everybody, this is now part 3, and I want to show you how I know the symmetry of the market. Now, I explained that the market works in a series of 3 really inflection points. Number 1 is the Papa trend, meaning when you first break above or below my 3 main Papa numbers, meaning my dash yellow, my solid yellow, which the solid yellow, again, I want to reiterate, that's my institutional blue number, the first number I update under announcements, my most important number, and also the line in the sand, which is my magenta line. So when you get below all 3 or above all 3, you just taken out 70% of the issues that traders deal with in the market, the overall tone. Because typically a lot of traders wash out because they counter trend trade all the time. Now, my number 3 trade is a counter trend trade, which I'm going to show you, but it is one awesome setup, and I'll show you how that works also. But if you recall, if you look on video number 1, part 1 and part 2, please do not review this video on part 3 until you review the other 2 10-minute videos on part 1 and 2. I put the whole methodology really nice and easy for you. In fact, I'll have a summation on part 4, and I'm going to put all this together. So, on part 2 and part 1, you notice that the Papa had broken down, correct? We had closed below all 3 of my main numbers. Now, once you close below all 3, we know to only take short side, only sell short, take no longs. So we're looking for a number 1 trade setup, okay? Number 1, institutional breakdown on the 1 minute. We like to let it close below it, like to retest that number. Then we take a magenta sell dot on my 1 minute chart, target the cyan dots on our first scale. If cyan dots come up again below that, we'll scale out again. Our ultimate target is the next institutional number. It's my number 1 setup in the trading room. Okay? Now, the reason I put a blank chart up, and this is the next trading day. We just had a huge short to the downside, right? See that 70 tick short in part 2? This is the next trading day. What did I tell you? The symmetry of the market is this. They like to go in on a Papa breakdown for the overall tone, meaning they'll break down with these 3 levels, and if it closes below it, you get short. Well, the market obviously cannot go straight down, correct? So after the first institutional breakdown in video 2, it likes to do a retest, which it did, a number 2 trade up, retest for another short, and then it comes into a number 3, and it got counter long. This is after it did a number 3 counter long. And what does it do? It recycles back to a number 1 breakout, right? Because now Papa's doing what? The reason I put a blank chart up here is what? With my 3 Papa institutional, my 3 main numbers here. What are we doing right here? Where's the whole candle close? Right there. See that whole candle? We're now above all 3 numbers, right? So what are we going to do? Are we going to be a net buyer or a net seller? Of course. Just the opposite of video number 2 from the previous day. Now we are going to be a net buyer. We are not going to take any shorts. We're only going to take longs because why? The hedge funds, elite traders, mutual funds, they're all going to take this market north. And if you are a shorter, trying to short divergence, counter trend trading, that's how the public gets killed because guess what? They see a Fibonacci up here. They see an Elliott where they think, oh my God, this thing's going to come back down. No. The Papa chart tells you it's going northbound on the Greyhound. All right? So that candle tells us we're going to go long, correct? So it tells us to go long. What did we talk about in video 2? The symmetry of the market. We only look for 3 trade setups per currency, correct? We got to let the Papa tell us what to do. So if we're letting the Papa tell us what to do, we better be above all 3 numbers if we're going to take a hard long institutional breakout on a 1 minute chart, right? And you can't short after it broke out there where the arrow is. You can't take any shorts, can you? You can't take any shorts. Why? Because it broke out. We're above all 3. So since we're above all 3, that's an inflection point. That's where the big money comes to work. So now your thought process is what? As a trader, you go, okay, I just broke out a Papa on all 3. I want to take only institutional breakouts breakouts on those three numbers that Jay updated at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And right now, it is 10:45, right? Next day, Eastern Standard Time, New York is kicking butt here. We're seeing a lot of volume. We're breaking out. And guess what? We know the exact level to get long, don't we? To the T, to the exact dot. Let me show you. All right, here we go. Japanese yen, this is the next day. The reason I want to show you back-to-back days, I want to show you that there's symmetry in these currencies. There's a reason that some of these traders out there have $70, $80 million homes and have the $120 million yachts. There's symmetry. If you know the levels to trade and you're not trading with the public, you can make money hand over fist in this market if you wait for these numbers. Here's what happens. The bottom line, we broke out on the Papa chart, right? So we're only taking long breakouts on institutional numbers. What happens here? What happens right here on my numbers on the 1 minute? Had a breakout. What do we like to do? Yesterday, it broke down on Papa, so we looked for the first retest on the 1 minute. It hit right on it and gave us a sell magenta dot. So what do you think we're going to do now? You got it. We're looking for the first buy retest on the institutional number after it broke out and taking the first green dot. Ironically, it stops on the symmetry of the market, which my cyan dots are support now. There's your green dot to go long. Does the market stop us out? No. Why? Do we close one candle close below that blue institutional number again? Absolutely not. Where's our first scale? Cyan dots were the support, right? Where's the resistance? You got it. Here's the first scale. Bam. Right? Now watch. Watch the market go up. Watch this. Watch it go up. There's our second scale. Our ultimate target is what? The next institutional number. Now look what happens. What does the market do? The cyan is support. Comes down. You can add more contracts if you want. Or wait for the green dot to pop you back in the trade because it's trying to get to the next institutional level. Find support. You can take it long, this next green dot, on the ones you scaled if you want, because you know the Papa chart's looking great on the upside. You don't worry about these magenta dots. They're sell dots. You're only looking to go long. So you get long again here. Guess what? Scale again here. What's our ultimate target? Right here. Bam. Hits it. All over. Nice trade. Look how beautiful that was. Look at that trade. We just did a 70 tick yesterday. Oh, wow. Another 70 ticker. That easy, everybody. Enter on the pullback. Scale, scale, support, next level, scale, resistance. All right? My number 3 counter turn trade will be in the next video. And I'll do that on part 4 actually and sum everything up. All right? Great. Easy system. Learn 3 setups. And you got yourself an ATM.